Now we're going to really start doing calligraphy. And the first part of learning calligraphy is mastering drills. Drills are what form the basis of letter form. So once you get to the point where you feel like you've mastered drills, you can then go to the next step, which is forming letters. For the purposes of this video, I am going to use tracing paper to write over the worksheets for the drills. It is important that when you print your handbook, which is a part of this course, that you print all of the worksheets on HP Premium Choice LaserJet paper. That is the only paper that is printer friendly, that is good for the heaviness of the ink. But for me, I'm just going to place a piece of tracing paper over the drill sheets and write over that. On all of these drills, what we're going to focus on is thin upstrokes and thick downstrokes. So if you remember the previous module, it's very important that you remember the amount of pressure that you put on the pen when you are doing your drills. So we're going to dip our nib into the ink, make sure that that vent hole is full, tap off the excess ink, and we're going to start with thin upstrokes. And next we're going to do downstrokes, which is a little bit more pressure on the pen. So you want to start from the top and go to the bottom. And as you can see, with more pressure on the pen holder, more ink comes out. And another thing with calligraphy is just going extremely slow. You really want to take your time. So with this S-shaped drill, you start off with the light pressure and then you add a little more pressure. This next drill is a thin upstroke all the way to the top, and then a thick downstroke. This upside down U, same thing, starts with a thin upstroke, and then it curves at an angle, and you come down to a thick downstroke. The next drill, you start with a thick downstroke, and then you want to lighten up on the pressure, and you go up. And this next drill is a combination of a thin upstroke, thick downstroke, and then back up with a thin upstroke. And then the ovals, you want to start on the right side with a thin upstroke, and then transition with a thick downstroke, and then a light pressure up. And the next one is just the opposite. You want to start on the left side with a thin upstroke, thick downstroke, and transition back up with a thin upstroke. Okay, the next drill is going to be inner looping circles, which can be kind of difficult, so you definitely want to take your time. You're going to start at the top with the thin upstroke and then transition with the thick downstroke, and then you transition back up thin, and then you're just going to cross over those circles. And what this drill does, it builds up the muscle memory in your arms and in your wrists. Just make sure that you're taking your time. And it's okay to stop in between the drills if you need to give your hand a break. So with this drill, if you stop in the middle of the drill, you can always pick back up. So in between drills, this is where your good old cup of water comes in handy. I'm going to clean the nib just by dipping it in the water and then taking the cloth and wiping it off, and make sure that it's dry before you dip it back in the ink. But just get that ink off of there and make sure that there's no water. And this next drill is a circle as well, interlocking, but we're going to go the other way. So you want to start at the bottom with the thin upstroke, up and over, thick downstroke, thin upstroke, thick downstroke, and remember, you can always pause, take a break, and pick back up. Okay. The next drill combines a thin upstroke and a thick downstroke. You start on the outer side, thin upstroke, up and over, thick downstroke, thin upstroke, up and over, thick downstroke. And the last drill, you start with a thick downstroke, transition back up, thin upstroke, thick downstroke, transition back up, thick downstroke, transition back up. And those are all of the drills. Drills, like I said before, are the basis for all letter forms. So it's really important that you get a good grasp on mastering the drills before you start forming your letters. That's it.